ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. And I hope that you can hear me and the microphone is working. I think it is. I can see the levels on screen. Seems to be going across the internet into space and then coming back, whatever it does. So now let me adjust this. Why does this happen? As soon as I go live, the screen just totally moves, so that all of the screen capture stuff, such as the lycometer, now jumps to a different place, so then I have to try and catch it again. But yes, we are here, and for tonight, connecting to YouTube was quite fast. So the last 2 or 3 live streams, it's taken about 7 minutes and then 10 minutes last time, but now it took about 30 seconds, which is what it normally took, or at least has historically taken over the last however many years. So yes, we are live. Hello to you guys in the live chat room. I can see you in there. We have Susie Q, Kevin, Billy, Ro, Bob, Rose, PM1123, Angela, Teresa, Bernard, Dean, and Corey, Joe, Jennifer, Cindy, Debbie, Daisy, Susan there as well, Pamela. Hello. That's quite good because we were getting quite a mix of names there. Sometimes it's the same name and 2 people having a conversation, so I just keep on saying the same names over and over again. But yes, we are back. We haven't been anywhere. So yeah. The only thing is, for tonight's live stream is we're going to be attempting to hit a likes goal that we couldn't achieve on Tuesday. So this is our second attempt to try and hit 355 likes. So fingers crossed, if you can hit the thumbs up as you come through the door, would be very much appreciated. And then if we do hit that particular target, then we'll have Phil Jam number 345 nicely in sequence. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens. And yeah, 355 is a big target, so I'll get the lycometer up on screen, because that is going to be our mission for tonight, is to try and find 355 people. We've already found 158 people, which is great. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. And if we do, yeah, hit that target, of course we'll bust out the guitar and have a jam, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. A massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. Their names go across the bottom of the screen in the live streams on a Tuesday and a Saturday. And yeah, if you want to get involved yourselves, then you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. That's where I reside outside of my YouTube time. And yeah, that's where you can message me directly if you want to. So yeah, thank you guys for all of your support. Now, the last thing that we get up on screen is the donations tab, because you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. But for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, just watching is very cool indeed. And thank you for spending your Saturday, whatever it is where you are, with me. Because here it is Saturday night, of course, here in the UK. 11 minutes past 11 with 50 seconds. You can just see that on the screen. So, right. Now, I guess I haven't done the maths yet for working out how many more likes we need to get. So it's going to be, what, like 160 something? I tell you what, if it gets to 190, that would be 165. So that would be 167 people we're looking for to join in with the live stream before the end of the live stream. So yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated, as I always say. So let's now, we've got some fireworks kicking off. So the fireworks have kicked off. That must mean that there have been a couple of donations on PayPal. It doesn't mean that. But we've also had a couple of donations in the Super Chat window as well. So thank you guys for these. And it is Sue who has donated $9.99. So thank you for that. And the message is, spike it early and often. Wingers, we need our Saturday night Phil Jam. So thank you for that. And yeah, in terms of spiking the likes early, you can only spike it once. You only get one click. Some people try to do a double click, but then that cancels out the first click, which means it goes to an extra number and then the number disappears. Oh, because I'm looking at the super chat donations, it means that we lose, unfortunately, the likes figure. But that's just in YouTube's wisdom. They've now put the likes under stream settings. And as I always say, it's not a setting, seeing how many likes there are on the live stream. But Timothy has donated $9.99 as well. So thank you for that, Timothy. And that's a straight up donation. So, right. Oh, just in time. 155 more people required. So, 154 people now required. So, I won't be doing that for the whole live stream, but I will be referencing the donations. And we have Elrod, who donated £6. So thank you for that, Elrod. And that was a straight up donation. Just trying to see if I can get to the next one. Ian donated £1 as well. So thank you for that, Ian. And that was a straight up donation as well. And then we have the Soul's Compass. And this is a £2 and 22 pence. So thank you for this. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on your continued success. Now that we are approaching autumn, do you prefer cooler temperatures, or did you enjoy the unusually glorious summer that we just had in the UK? Many thanks, and keep shining a light on authenticity in music. So thank you for that. Right, so for me, it's been too hot. We've had 5 heat waves, so I think when it's maybe low 20s to mid 20s Celsius, that's okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. When it starts getting to 30 degrees and 32, 35, 38.1, that's all now getting a bit silly, because you can't really do much. For me, it's just too hot. So yeah, I much prefer what I would class as the normal UK summer, but I don't know whether this is now the new normal. Oh, and I saw in the news that they said there's going to be an El Nino thing which moves across the Atlantic, or it moves across the ocean, and it's, I don't know, warm water or something that they say it moves across, and it creates extreme weather events or storms. And so anyway, we're now coming off the back of a really unprecedented period of heat, where we've had 5 of these heat waves in a row, and apparently this El Nino thing that is building up over the sea is going to be happening in our kind of winter time or later this year. And they say that it's apparently like 2 or 3 degrees Celsius more than it is normally. So they're saying that the extreme weather events that we've had in the past, we might have to brace ourselves for even more extreme weather. And last year there's flooding and all sorts going on because of the extreme weather. So yeah, I don't know whether it's going to be like the movies where it just snowballs. Oh, no pun intended. It could be like that movie that I can't remember the name of. I've only seen it probably 2 or 3 times, but it's when I think the world turns into, or at least at a particular place in the USA, turns into, like an ice land, not actually Iceland, but just loads of snow. And I almost got the name of it then. And and it's a guy and his son, and maybe you guys can tell me in the live chat room. Day After Tomorrow, JG Lewis. There we go. JG Lewis wins 10 points. So The Day After Tomorrow, that's what I was thinking of. So if things get more extreme in the summer, it means, we're going to have lots of heat waves, which is absolutely rubbish because we don't have air conditioning units here built into houses. We have to try and buy one and then stand in front of it. And that's if people can even afford that. And most people can't afford that. So unfortunately, they get into real difficulty just in their houses. But then in the winter time, it might turn into that scenario. So that we're having storms, we're having flooding, we're having, I don't know whether it'll be more extreme temperatures on the other side of things, so maybe snow and getting into minus temperatures. I think the last couple of years hasn't been too bad for that. We've hit maybe -5, but we haven't had anything too extreme, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's all going a bit crazy with the world in general, but that's basically humans' fault. But then with the weather as well. Now, I guess you could say, well, the weather is humans' fault as well. Burning too many fossil fuels and, I guess not planting enough trees or cutting down too many trees. So, right. In the PayPal window, there has been a couple of other donations, I believe. And it's Marge who's donated £5. So thank you for that. And the message is, just scroll down, spiking the like with a couple of thumbs up. So thank you for that. We're going to keep an eye on second lot of fireworks for tonight. We're keeping an eye. We're celebrating a bit early for the Phil Jam, but we'll keep an eye on that 230, 125 more people to find. So, right, let's... there's been another donation here, and it's Lynn who's donated £75. So thank you for that, Lynn. Very kind donation, and the message is they are all kind donations. You don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. Lynn has donated £75 and says, Phil, Season 7 of Skinwalker Ranch just completed in the US. Be on the lookout for new episodes in the UK. Lynn. So thank you for that. Now, this is one of those series that I do watch, and I have watched since the first season, or we call it a series here, but it's, not often that I watch a series or I have a particular series that I'm into, but Skinwalker Ranch certainly falls into that category. And I think I've mentioned in the past as well that there's a UK show, but they do this show now all over the place. I think it started in maybe the Netherlands, maybe Germany, but it's called The Traitors, where people, it's like I don't know what you call it in other countries. We called it Cluedo here. So there was a game where you had different characters, and I'm sure people know the game that I'm talking about, where somebody or a character, one of your pieces, it said like who's murdered. It's not said who's murdered. Actually, it is. So you know who was murdered, but you've got to find out who did it, with what, in where. So you got to find out the clues, and then you got to figure it out. So that's quite a good game. It took quite a long time to play it though. So it's basically the real version of that. So people go into a castle, and this is in Scotland is where they do it for the UK version. And there are traitors who are the people that go around and kill off other contestants every night. But then the contestants or the faithful can banish people at the end of each day. I say people, just one person. So they've got to hope that they're getting rid of a traitor. So if you haven't seen it, I can highly recommend it. But I think the difficult thing to appreciate when you're watching it is how everybody playing the game, they don't know what you know watching it, because you get to see everything, whereas they don't get to see everything or know what conversations have happened. So I think in places where you think, oh, how's that person not figured out that it's that person because they said this, yeah, it might seem very obvious watching it, but sometimes it's not very obvious. So yeah, sometimes the faithful people are not particularly good at finding traitors, but that is something that happens. I think it's generally New Year's Day or around that time for the new UK series. So we've got a bit of a time to wait for that. And yeah, a bit of a time to wait for Skinwalker Ranch. I don't know when that's going to be released in the UK. I think last year it might have been September. In fact, I'm trying to think. I think it was September time. So yeah, we'll have a look out for that in September. See what happens. Obviously put it on series record. So if I do miss any of them, then I can watch them. But yeah, that's generally what I'll do is set it to record the series. And then also Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, which is like the sister series. So yeah, I set that, get those all recorded, because yeah, generally I do quite like to watch series when I don't have to wait. I guess this is the other thing, that if you're thinking about spending the minimum amount of time watching something, the most efficient way to watch a series, and we get adverts here in the UK when Skinwalker Ranch is on, it's maybe 4 or 5 minutes worth of adverts. So the show's probably only about 40 minutes in length, or 35 to 40 minutes, and then you've got 20 minutes of adverts. So anyway, the most efficient way of watching that particular series is to record all of them and yeah, just let them happen. And then when you go to watch them, now I can skip forward. And with Sky that I've got, and that's kind of what it's called in order to watch it, it's on the History channel, I think. And you can skip forward by minutes. So it means as soon as it goes to break, you pause it and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you see if it's starting again, and then if it's not, you press one more, and then it'll be the 5 minutes. It's either 4 or 5 minutes. They tend to kind of switch a little bit. So yeah, it means that you're saving 4 or 5 minutes of your life rather than having to watch and sit through the adverts. But then also at the end, whenever there's a situation where you think, oh, I want to know what happened, or what's going to be, the analysis after all of the data that they've got, then you can just jump straight into the next one rather than having to wait a whole week. And yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating doing that. So yeah, those are the two series that I do like to watch. So thank you for that, Lynn. I'll keep an eye out for that. So now let's have a look. That just disappeared. Here we go. So 255 likes. We're looking for 100 people now to hit the thumbs up. If you could do that, that would be very much appreciated. Well, there we go. Third. This might be a record for the amount of fireworks. So we will see if there is going to be a reason for a record amount of fireworks if we hit the likes goal for tonight. We'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, let's talk about the last video that we had on the channel, which was the FIFA World Cup live performances. So here's a thing certainly one of them, in the description it said that it was live. And again, we've got to now get used to this use of language where live means that they are alive and they are there. It's so crazy. It's like it seems like the longer we go with live performances, the less things mean what you think they mean, when you've got, musicians, band members like, Nikki Sixx that we had recently that say, yeah, but we were playing our instruments live, and that is now the claim to say, oh yeah, but no, we were doing that live. And I said in my video that I think that's the minimum people expect, is for a musician who plays an instrument, when you watch them live, to be playing the instrument. Because otherwise, what are you doing? I mean, that's a question for not only the person in the band, the instrumentalist, and again, the instrumentalist, what do you do? Oh, well, I stand and hold an instrument and pretend to play it. So anyway, when I say, what are you doing? The question obviously is to the musician, the instrumentalist, but also to the people going to watch it. You think, well, what are they doing? Imagine if the person wasn't playing their instrument, then just say, well, yeah, what are we doing here? Because I've got this song at home. Should we just press stop on the backing track that's got everything on it, and so we just look at the people, because that's what it is. It's or maybe just all dance along to the song, because nothing is as it seems. Nothing's actually being produced live. But at least, yes, they were playing their instruments live. So again, I think people paying money for tickets would assume that to be the case, and then I think they assume that the vocals are going to be live, the backing vocals are going to be live, and there might be a backing track element in there, but I think people expect that to be in the back, the backing, just a little bit of extra, keys, if they have that on the album, that is in the backing, and not all now, coming, to the forefront of the performance. So anyway, getting back to the FIFA performances, because this is the first time that we have ever seen live performances that it was just them moving, holding a mic, not doing anything, but there's been some editing to the actual track that they're miming along to. So ordinarily this would just be the studio track, because I think that's the first time I've ever seen this happen, where they've sped up or slowed down the studio vocal intentionally. And I don't think there's any way that you can explain for any other reason to do that, because it's going to be a bit of a pain to do that, because they think, oh, what now, we've got to actually get the vocal, get the song, speed it up a little bit to make sure it doesn't match. So now we're going to have to kind of bounce another file, or mix down another file from the original recording. Or they could just take the original song, and either way they'd have to import it into software in order to now edit it. So they've got to go through that extra process. But what we had was the performance in the opening ceremony, and this was Shakira, and we compared that with the performance at half time in the final, so it's like 4 weeks later, and both of those had been offset so that one was slightly faster than the other, so it meant that they didn't match. But the problem is, I guess the problem is for most artists, or I should say the people that are trying to do this, to try and hide the fact that it is just the original recording, the only reason they would speed it up or slow it down would be for that reason, so that it doesn't match, because there's no other logical explanation for that. I mean, you could say, oh yeah, no, we sped it up because we wanted it to have more energy. You'd say, so why did you only speed it up with one of the performances, and then the other one you offset the other way to make sure that that there's no explanation for, well, if you want more energy, why are you making the other one slower? You would want more energy, especially for the opening ceremony, and for the halftime show you'd want the same energy. So it doesn't really make sense to apply that. but it's the first time that I've ever seen that. So yeah, it's quite interesting, to look at. But anyway, the problem that a lot of people have got is that by trying to do that, in order to get the pitch monitoring software to display something different and to display different pitch lines, you have to record another vocal. Or you have to now go through what is going to be a really annoying process. Those people are now going to have to edit not even the pitch, because if they edit the pitch of the vocal, it will still display as the original pitch line, but now moved to a different place. So you would still get an echo, a replication, if you're working with the same audio file. So they would have to change the audio file. What does that mean? It means they would have to get Shakira to now re-record a vocal, or take other bits of, and this is something that Mariah Carey is very, very good at, taking bits of other takes in the studio and then chopping and changing them from one performance to the next. So you get tiny little sections so that every performance seems like a new one, apart from when you then compare them and realize, oh, that was used in 2003, that one was used in 2007, and that one was in 1997, and going all the way back, you can find the little bits that match, that have just been kind of moved and substituted in other performances. So yeah, but I did see somebody comment that said all of this work, and the Shakira thing, speeding up or slowing it down isn't as much work as actually having to either go and record another vocal, or now getting into the session of the studio release and doing comp takes, or taking different parts of her multiple takes to now get a different version for live, because then you'd need to do another version of that if you're now going to lip sync it live again, because that will then match with the previous file. So yes, it's a lot of work once you get into that. And somebody commented and said, all of this work to just avoid singing live. And that's basically what it comes down to, is that nobody wants to sing live. I don't know whether it's the artists that are saying, oh, I don't want to sing live, or whether they just say, oh no, obviously it's in the record label's interest to get their artist to sound as good as possible live, so they just put on the CD and that the singer isn't singing. So it's a bit of a sorry state of affairs. Now, something that did happen, I got sent those videos. I think there are 4 performances in all, but there was another performance that somebody commented from Justin Bieber, and I wasn't sent that as part of these ones to analyze. So it might have been interesting to take a look at that. But I did see it at the time, and for me, when I was watching it, that was a live performance. At least when I was watching it, it seemed like it was live. The vocal had a lot more about it that seemed to be less processed, and not just like a studio track that's now being played and somebody kind of lip syncing along to it. But I haven't analyzed it, and that's just going on my initial impression, however many weeks ago it was. So I didn't get sent that file, so that's why it wasn't in that analysis. But I mean, I think that was the one performance where it did say online that apparently people said, oh, it wasn't very good, or this, that, or the other. And generally what happens is, when somebody's actually performing live, that's the performance that people say, oh, that one wasn't as good as the other performances, and they're comparing them to the studio release where somebody's lip syncing or miming. It happens all the time, where, again, this is the whole point of authentic vocal, that people need to know what they're comparing with what. So you can't compare a truly live vocal with something that is the CD. It's the vocal and it's just lip syncing or miming. So unfortunately, the people that genuinely do it live seem to get the harsh end of the deal, and the people that are actually pretending to do it and not actually doing it are lauded as having a great live performance, or a great live vocal. But that's just how it is nowadays. unfortunately. So yeah, check out Authentic Vocal if you do get a chance, at official Authentic Vocal on YouTube. And if you want to get involved with that yourselves, you can at patreon.com/authentic vocal. Those are the places to go. And yeah, we've recently become monetized on Authentic Vocal, so that's great news as well. Great news for the future. And yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward in all directions with Wings of Pegasus and Authentic Vocal, and we will see where we end up. But anyway, let's see if we can get another fireworks going, because we are approaching 300 likes, and where are we at? 38 minutes past 11. This might be possible. So we're looking for another 61 people. We might be able to do it. 61 people to get to 355 likes for tonight. That is the target that we didn't hit, by the way, on Tuesday. So this is why it's our mission tonight, to try and hit the target. We are almost there, 298. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. We'll see. Right now, 53 is looking good so far, because I think on Tuesday we needed about this amount, and it was maybe 10 past midnight. So we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but it means that we can't relax. We still need to grab everyone that we can and pull them into the live chat room and get them to hit that thumbs up. So anyway, as normal, we have the vote for tonight's cover video, and that is between Behind Blue Eyes and Just Got Lucky, the Dokken classic. So yeah, either of those, if you want to hit the thumbs up, that's much appreciated. I'm just doing this to get more fireworks. There they are. But then if you want to vote for the cover video, obviously it's going to be my version of either of those songs, then you can click on the live chat room vote, the poll that's at the bottom of the live chat room. So yeah, just in case you don't know, the live chat room is the bit that's got everyone commenting, and you have to be watching live. This is another thing that I think plagues people watching the live streams, that they might not realize that they're not watching it live. And in order to get involved and vote for each cover video, you have to be watching at the time. So it means now, which is 11:40 and 15 seconds in the UK, I'm now live. So if you type into Google time in UK or time in London, England, UK, and it doesn't say this time or very, very close to this time, then yeah, unfortunately you're not watching it live. So Cindy says, I don't think you should be setting off so many fireworks with your fire risk there. So there are multiple different effects that I haven't figured out for the one thing. Is it one thumbs up? Okay, right, so that does the thumbs up. What did I do in the video that, I wonder if I was adjusting. Oh, and it does it on the other side. Did it? Hang on. I think I'm going crazy. I thought it was just over there, and now it's going over there. So anyway, now I've figured out what I was doing. I was doing an analysis video, and while I was talking, I must have been adjusting my watch, and my thumb must have been a little bit like that to then set off. And now it's not working. I don't know why it's so sensitive, like during an analysis video, and then when I try and set it off, it doesn't work. So there we go. That's just the way it is. Right, by the way, look at this. 30 more people required. Cindy says you can make it rain by 2 thumbs down. So Elaine says do a single thumb down. I don't know what a single thumb down does. Nothing. A single thumbs down does nothing. What about the double? double thumbs down seems a bit weird. Oh yeah, it is a thing. So there we go. And and the hair is fine after that quick shower. So yeah, there must be other ones. Oh, what about this? That's got to do something. If that doesn't do something, then they need to make that do something. So for people that make these things, Apple, Mac Studio people, yeah, you've got to have some kind of rock and roll thing for rock horns, surely. So yeah, but anyway, moving on with tonight's live stream. We haven't really moved anywhere. We were just doing the usual. I guess we had a bit of a random conversation about different series that I like watching, or when I have okay, right, we're getting... People are just now suggesting... I think it's mostly Cindy and Elaine that are suggesting things for me to try and do. But yeah, we'll do double rock horns. Yeah! Seems a bit irrelevant to rock horns having lasers going off in the background. But it is what it is. So there we go. We've now got lasers. Oh, I wonder whether... Oh, hang on. I was going to do this. I don't even know what that is. But my hand just did it. It kind of makes it look like an alien hand. Or is this like a gang thing where they go like a W for the west side or something? I guess, you know, I could say the west just outside west side of London. But what was I trying to think of? Oh, is that when Spock does that on Star Trek? They should make that into something as well. Or do you have to do it that way? So yeah, that's I don't know whether that's something that some people find doing difficult. I don't know, but yeah, that's from Star Trek, by the way, in case you don't know. Right now, oh, what about the peace sign? That's gotta be something. That oh, what? Balloons? What's balloons? I guess maybe a celebration for victory. If that's, but then again, Winston Churchill, when he used to do that, he used to do it the other way around. But I'm not sure. Yeah, that's something that would be allowed. So what about double? That's got to be something, right? Now this definitely is a record for the amount of things that we've had going off. We've had double thumbs up, fireworks, double rock horns, which is lasers. Oh, you have to wait until one's totally finished. Okay, right. So you can't... It seems like, you know, we can't stack them up. We can't have just loads and loads of these things all kicking off at the same time. But yeah, the thing is, it's remembering that was... Okay, like confetti. So there you go. I guess, yeah, another celebration thing. And balloons. Yeah. Right, now we're getting sidetracked here. We've got to be focused on the 355 likes for tonight. So if you could hit the thumbs up, if you haven't done that already, would be very much appreciated. And we are looking for 17 more people. I think we might be able to do it. But yeah, we still can't take it for granted. We're still looking for, yeah, 17 more people. So we'll keep an eye on that live chat room. Tonight's live stream has literally been trying to figure out as many hand gestures as possible. And yeah, obviously you have to watch the hand gestures that we're doing. But this is why I said about, yeah, doing the peace sign. That's fine. What other ones are there? So yeah, let's throw this one out to the live chat room. Have we covered all of the, I was going to say mainstream, but all of the normal hand gestures? I'm not sure. That's certainly all I can think of for the moment. So yeah. Oh, look at that. John says hike those likes. So I think we just need a bit of a spike, but a hike. Yeah, sounds like an even more dramatic version of it. So yeah, if you could hike the likes, that would be good. Oh, the heart is the other one. Now I don't have a lot of practice at doing the heart. It's not something that I'm like. Is it like that? I guess if you, yeah, there you go. So that is, it wasn't even a heart. It's just like making a circle with your hands. So just putting the two hands together. Therefore, you know, you get the hearts. Now that would be a problem. Here's where the issue happens. Where if I was explaining something during an analysis video and I might be saying one, you know, something that's really important and maybe very difficult to say, and I'm saying it and everything's going really well, and then some hearts appear on the screen, it means that I would have to now say what I was saying all over again and try and do it the same way. And I'm never very good at doing that. So I mean, this is the problem sometimes. And by the way, 10 more people. So let's go, go, go. Let's hit that. Angie says the hang loose sign. I don't even know what that is. Is it that thing? But that's isn't that a telephone? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know the hang loose sign, whatever that is. So, yeah. Getting sidetracked with all of the thumbs up. Oh, I think somebody's done a double click. So we're now looking for 11 more people to hit the thumbs up. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. And we have just gone a little bit further with, now we're looking for 6 people. It looks like we might just be hitting the target very soon. We've got 6 more people, then we'll bust out the guitar and have a jam at the end of the live stream. But as always, the live stream is moving along relatively quickly. But I know some people are saying, like Joe Flip says, fly the bird. Now, there's an expression that's called, like, I've heard it where they say to flip the bird. But flipping the bird, my understanding of that expression is that it isn't like flying a bird. I'm wondering, because there's this thing where you kind of put your hands like that and then you fly. So maybe that's what you meant. Maybe that's not what you meant. But yeah, I'm certainly not doing what I understand the other gesture to be, and that's the problem. Yeah, we have to keep everything above board. And right, there we go, 361 likes. So thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. Fireworks. There we go. So we will be busting out the guitar and having the jam that we were going to have on Tuesday, but we didn't make it. But now it's going to be the jam on Saturday. Now here's the thing, when we don't hit the target on a particular day, so we didn't hit the target on Tuesday, so does that mean that we now reduce the target on Tuesday? I think historically that's what we've done, but then we keep the same target on the day that we did hit the target. It just means that I have to be organized in my head as to what the date is, what the target is on a particular day and on a particular date. But yes, we will be having the jam indeed. And when I say the jam, I talk about the filled jam, getting the guitar out, and not the jam such as strawberry jam, which is nice, with scones or scones, depending on how you say it or where you're from here in the UK. I think scones is the very posh way of saying it. But yeah, jam, God, I haven't had a scone or a scone in ages. So yeah, I do put butter on, then jam, then the cream on top, clotted cream, or just I just call it like the cream that's squirty cream out of the bottle. That's what's that called? There's gotta be a name for it. The you know what kids do, that they hold it in their mouth and they squirt it into their mouth, like even though I think I don't particularly agree with that on a fundamental level, even though my nephews do that. They just hold it in their mouth and pull the trigger. So yeah, I think it's got quite a lot of sugar in it, and yeah, wouldn't happen on my watch, but I think my sister's a bit more lenient and just lets them get away with a lot of things. But Angela says whipped cream. Oh, aerosol. That's probably more apt because it's a pressurized container. So yeah, I don't know why I just had this memory, but here you go. You can have this one for free. Talking about an aerosol, when using like hairspray, for example, it is important to pay attention to what you're doing, because you might reach for the hairspray and think that you've picked up the deodorant. So that's happened to me in the past, where I'm not concentrating, I pick up the hairspray and yeah, spray underneath my arms, and not particularly good, because it, hairspray gets sticky and it's like, oh man, how does that happen? You only ever make that mistake once, and obviously many years ago. But one of the pitfalls, I guess, of having hairspray is that can happen. Only happened once, but once was enough. So right now, I tell you what, we're going to be jumping into the cover video relatively soon, because we are going to be having a fill jam, so we need to leave enough space for that at the end of the live stream. So right, I'm going to bring this to a close. It looks like it's been a bit of a landslide for Behind Blue Eyes, but I will wait for the official announcement, and here it comes through. It is, Behind Blue Eyes with 60% of the vote, and it is a 60-40 split. Sometimes the maths goes a little bit funny because they do it to decimal points and then never show you the decimal point. So we are going to be jumping into my version of the Who Classic. I hope you guys enjoy it. And by the way, I sometimes get asked, why didn't you do the bridge, the middle eight part? And it's just because I wanted to do a version that kind of kept it all in the same feel. So I just did that with it. And I also I think maybe it was to do with putting in a guitar solo rather than the bridge or the middle eight. So that's what we're going to get. We're going to have a look at my version of Behind Blue Eyes. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after rock.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be.
And there we have it. I think at the end of that video, I interrupt it. Yeah, I don't know if it was one of those where I do interrupt this solo. I think it is at the end. So there we go. That's why I jumped in very quickly in place of the end guitar solo, which I think I talk over anyway. So thank you guys for voting for that as tonight's cover video, and you guys over on Patreon for requesting it in the first place, technically for requesting that, and the Dokken Classic just got lucky. So I was just having a look at the message from Joe. It is going to be pretty much 6 minutes for the backing track tonight. So now whenever I say backing track, I can't help but think of videos that I've made where now backing tracks aren't actually backing tracks. But when I say about playing along to a backing track, that's exactly what it is. So yes, my guitar will be the lead instrument, and the backing track will be whatever the backing track is for tonight, which is going to be number 345. So I don't think we have any troll corn. I mean, the only thing really to mention was, unfortunately, on Wednesday with that video, is the first time I've ever made a video where it's not an analysis video, it's not an interview video, it was a discussion. I wouldn't really call it a debate, but it's probably, well, that's probably what then kicked off in the comment section. But doing something that is trying to get to the bottom of something that's very divisive. And I think the problem with that, and it's something that actually I didn't anticipate. I never, because on the channel I don't get into politics, and politics and religion and things that where people have beliefs, and obviously it's individual to each person, and one person will believe something just as deeply as somebody else who believes the opposite thing, and you're potentially going to get a clash. So yeah, something that I hadn't anticipated, that the talk about AI would then be the, I don't know, the spark that lit the touch paper of politics in the comment section. And the problem was that once it started kicking off, it was getting to the point where, well, I can't control this now, and my channel, as I always say, it's not political. And this is the thing, I guess this was the mistake, was that with my analysis videos, people can comment all they like because we're looking at objective data, and objective data isn't something that has an interpretation of itself or something that is subjective. It is what it is. It quite literally is that. So anybody that says anything about an analysis video, I never remove any comments on my analysis videos, and I haven't kind of turned off comments in any of my videos ever. But for this particular one, because it was totally different to any video that I'd ever done, it's now a bit of a learning process that I think, right now I've seen what can happen. I think I just keep doing what I normally do on the channel and not venture into that side of things. And I know as much as people say, but everyone has their own opinion and should be able to discuss about AI. It's now not a discussion about AI. It's now a discussion about government. And the other side of it is that because I'm in the UK, I don't know a lot or anything really about other countries and their politics. And I think because when I was chatting with Joe, he's in the USA, so he was kind of saying how that was, and it kind of goes over my head because I don't know what anything is about. What one person's saying, what another person's saying. So I didn't notice that in the interview, in the questions, that kind of politics was mentioned in a way, or I don't think it was really mentioned in a way. But again, it's something that I couldn't foresee, just what mentioning it what effect that would have. So yeah, like I said, it got to a point where I thought, right, well, this is just getting stupid now with the amount of comments, but also the insults, personal insults that people start throwing at each other. And then you'll start getting a couple of people that will start going crazy at each other. And, that'll set off someone else. And then somebody else will be, replying to multiple people's comments that isn't even about politics, but is about AI. So I thought, right, well, I haven't got time. You know what it's like with the amount of people that start commenting on a video. It can start to get into thousands of comments. So I thought, well, because I'm not political in nature on my channel, then I decided to turn off the comments, because then it's just the conversation about AI. It means that people can't then turn it into something else, and you can just watch the video, and you can watch myself and Joe talking about AI. And then it's just left as what it was. And the other thing was that, I know that once people start up on my channel, then it will undoubtedly spill over onto Joe's channel and kind of what he's doing over there, trying to kind of focus on his music and the things that he wants to create as, a musician, a songwriter, and, an educator. So the last thing he needs is this kind of, I don't know, this community, I don't know what to call them, but of particular people that are very much hell-bent on making things political and have their own agenda. So that it's not really a troll corner, but that it was like enough trolling to probably last a lifetime underneath that video, and over a really short period of time. So once it started to go downhill very quickly, that's what I thought, right, I guess for what my channel stands for, I'm just going to keep everything as it is normally. I haven't got a problem with uploading a video, and I haven't got a problem with the video being there, because it is just myself and Joe talking about AI. And so people can watch the video, but then when it starts going down that other route, I think, well, that's what people are saying isn't relevant in any way, shape or form to what we're talking about. And the questions that I was raising about the training process and how many songs were required to train the AI model in the first place. So anyway, right now it's 6 minutes past midnight, so we are probably going to be jumping into we're going to have to jump into this fill jam, otherwise we're going to run out of time. And at least we're going to actually finish maybe on time, potentially. Who knows? We will see. So this is going to be, turn on the microphone. I should say this is going to be live. This is actually me doing this. And I guess maybe I should be claiming this now, because it's the done thing that, yes, I am going to be attempting to play my instrument live. Attempting to. Right, let's get rid of this. And again, this is always a bit dodgy, because I'm just playing along to whatever Joe sent me. So, right, let's click on this. And right, let's stop that there. Right, this is, hang on. You're not going to be able to tap your foot to this, people. It's 7/8 modern jazz. So that's the time signature. 7/8 modern jazz fusion jam track in C minor, and then in inverted commas the 7th samurai, and then BJT hashtag 87. So what Ben's Jam Tracks number 87, because this is Ben's Jam Tracks on YouTube. So if you guys want to check this out, then you can do. That is live. I can hear that. Can you hear that? Now, when I say can you hear that, as long as you can hear it, it's going to be fine. But I'm listening to this through laptop speakers, so it's always a bit of a nightmare. But let's just hit this and see what happens. Hopefully you can hear this. it. So I guess that's Ben at the end saying about his backing track. So there we have it. Okay, I'm going to explain. We've still got a minute left. I'm going to explain what that was all about. So that was 7/8 modern jazz fusion jam track in C minor, the Seventh Samurai in inverted commas, BJT #87 from Ben's Jam Tracks. So now what's happening here is something that happens with jazz, where we've got changes all the time. And actually with this video, if I just take it back a little bit, yeah, they're actually showing you like all of the chords and all of the changes. So what you're supposed to do is just, instead of trying to kind of sing along with it, you just jump with the chords. So you jump to the appropriate scales that you know are in the positions where the chord is about to happen. But when you approach playing the guitar singing, or singing through the instrument, it means that generally, actually all the time, what will happen is you'll hear a chord, and you can try this at home. If you hear a chord, you then sing a melody over the top of that chord once you've heard the chord. The problem is, if you hear the chord, you sing a melody, i.e. you play your melody on the guitar, but now the chord changes. So now what you're playing is irrelevant. So you have to stop and you have to listen to the next chord and think, okay, right, well, I'll play this melody, but then the chord changes again. So you're constantly having to stop playing to listen to what the chord is, but the chord never lasts long enough for you to sing your melody over the top. So yeah, so when I was playing that you can't even sing over this, like even if for people that might be learning to kind of sing through the guitar, this kind of thing will absolutely test your singing ability to, because if you can't physically sing with it, then how do you turn that into singing and playing, because the chord's already changed? So yeah, a bit of a different one. So yeah, in order to kind of play along with this kind of thing, I mean, yeah, you can give it a go. It's probably risky to give it a go if you haven't heard it before. But yeah, it just is what it is, and yeah, you can kind of do your best with it. But ultimately, I think what's expected here is that you know all the changes, and you're watching the screen to see, oh right, we're changing to that chord, so I will now change what I'm playing. Again, it just goes in, down to what you're into. For me personally, I don't like the idea of being told, oh, this is where you have to go now, and this is the scale that you have to play. I think, well, I want to just play what I play. I don't want preset, determined scales that I have to conform to. I'd rather just play what I'm singing. The only problem is when the chord changes are so fast that you don't even get a chance to do that. But there we go. It is what it is, and it was what it was. And anyway, yeah, thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. I think that's probably the most changes, or at least the quickest changes we've had in a backing track, because it seemed like we were getting maybe 3 or 4 beats, and then by the time you've now thought, oh right, I'm going to sing this melody because now I've heard the chord, it then changes. So you're constantly chopping and changing over only ever playing kind of 1 or 2 or 3 notes at a time. So right, we are going to be calling things to a close. So thank you guys, by the way, think the thumbs up, it is very much appreciated. Helps this live stream to get out there a little bit more, but for the channel to grow on the whole as well. So I'll just make sure that we are up to date with everything, and we were not, because Diamond Girl 1234 donated $5 and says thank you for the very entertaining live stream conversation tonight. So thank you for tuning in. And Elaine donated $5 and said, tip jar, that was great, but I love jazz. So thank you for that, Elaine. And right, now we are up to date. So I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, and look out for that one, because it's one that is very much, or has been very much requested over the last kind of few weeks or even months. So yeah, I'm going to be jumping into quite a big video tomorrow night. So look out for that analysis, and I'm going to be here with another live stream on Tuesday night, of course. So yeah, if you could join me then as well, that would be great, because we will bust out the guitar and have another jam, and we'll see what happens then. So All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you guys at tomorrow night's video. So I will see you then. Rock!